David Cerny was born in Prague, Czech Republic, on December 5, 1967. He studied at the city's Academy of Applied Arts from 1988 to 1996 and spent several years abroad, including Boswell, Switzerland, and New York City. While residing in New York City from 1994 to 1996, he was part of the PSI Artist Residence and has participated in the Whitney Museum Independent Study Program. Cerny is known for his outlandish and controversial commentary about communists, nationalists, and Czechs in general. He has described his fellow Czechs as the prototypical Czech is a dull and somewhat dumplified mass that hasn't been properly stirred and is drenched in beer.
In 1991, after years of walking past the mounted Soviet tank in Prague's Kinsky Square, he decided to make a political statement and paint the entire tank pink. Although the tank was there to commemorate the Soviets' liberation of Slovakia, many of Prague's citizens viewed it a reminder of a communist Soviet invasion of their city.
Tak je to jedno z nejdůležitějších výročí české historie, té moderní, novodobé, a v podstatě se na to neustále zapomíná, i když to bylo velké vítězství, v podstatě zbavit se okupačních vojsk, která tady byla, tak se na to zapomíná, na rozdíl například od výročí druhé světové války, které naštěstí slavíme skutečně každý rok a zabýváme se tím tématem, tak bohužel na tohle výročí se zapomíná.
Těžko říct, jak to jako asi generace, která se narodila po 90. roce, se na to bude koukat možná jinak pobaveně, ale jak říkám, je to nějaká souvislost, která...
From the time on, Cerny has created many controversial and stunning works. Most are in the Soviet Republic, but several are in other countries, including a stunning piece entitled Metamorphosis, which is in North Carolina. For our project, we chose to study another of his highly controversial creations called Brown Nosers. One look instantly tells you why this is such a contested piece of art. The patron must climb in a ladder to stick his head in the backside of a tall sculpture of a man bending over to view a video of two men in masks representing Czech's president and Czech's former director of the Prague National Gallery, feeding each other with the spoon from a bowl of slop while the Queen song "We Are the Champions" plays in the background. Throughout his career, David Cerny has built a reputation for creating highly controversial, politically motivated, and quirky works of art based on his strong anti-communist and anti-government views. His 10 sculptures, Brown Nosers, is probably his crudest statement, and it is certainly one of his most provocative. Although Cerny rarely makes public statements about his art, he is clearly showing his strong feelings of revulsion towards the president and National Gallery director. Historically, the Czechoslovakia, now called Czech Republic, was a communist-controlled country from 1948 to 1989. In 1989, a police suppression of a student protest against the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia led to a series of protests throughout the country. This eventually caused the resignation of the top leaders of the Communist Party. A new president was appointed, and in 1990, Czechoslovakia had its first democratic election since 1946. Unable to curb the trend of Slovakia wanting independence and pulling away from Czechs, Havel resigned in 1992, and Slovakia was dissolved the following year, resulting in the independent states of Czech Republic and Slovakia. In 2003, Václav Klaus, which is one of the men included in the piece Brown Nosers, was elected president under the Civic Democratic Party. His 2 terms were marked by controversy with many artists, including Cerny. The president was charged with treason by the Czech Senate for granting wide-ranging amnesty, which freed 6,300 prisoners. He is also criticized for his strong views against the European Union, against the belief in global warming, his support of European far-right political parties, and his hostile view on homosexuality.
My name is Milan Knizák, and I was working for 12 years as a director of Czech National Art Museum.
The other person seen through the backside of Brown Nosers served as the director of the Czech National Gallery in Prague from 1991 to 2011. Cerny and other artists are so critical of him because of his general disregard of trends in art and of anyone who opposes his views. Although not directly addressed by the artist, Brown Nosers is a not-so-subtle statement of what the artist thinks of a controversial president and gallery director. He seems to be saying that if you want to find crap, corruption, governmental apathy, political abuse in the government, to look no further than through the anus.
Much of Cerny's work is not for the faint-hearted, but nor is some of Prague's political and social history. If you care to let it, Cerny's work opens you to consider some of the deeper layers of this gorgeous old city of romantic bridges, cobbled streets, town squares, and fairy tale castles. The controversy of this sculpture is obviously that it is the lower half of a man, and you have to climb up a ladder and look in the rear end in order to see what's inside. Not everyone agrees with the sculpture being appropriate and it being kind of weird, having to look inside the rear end of a man to understand. And with that, everyone will have different interpretations of the art. A lot of people would say that it is art, considering the fact that all of his sculptures are very weird in many ways. It all determines on how you look at the art and how you interpret it. As an outcome, Brown Nosing is one of the sculptures that he has that were not rewarded.
Throughout his entire career, Cerny has pushed the envelope of convention and taste so he can make his own political statements. He prefers to display his work in public so that all can see and form their own opinions. He is certainly a fine example of what a bold artist who is not afraid to voice his opinion with a strong artistic interpretation. Whether you like or understand his works or not, you certainly cannot help but think and form an opinion.